everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. Ever find yourself kind of thinking like, man, I wish I could just apply design thinking to my entire life? Well, today we are tapping into that energy, but in a way that helps you level up your work and relationships.
Absolutely.
We've got 2 incredible episodes of Ctrl Alt Ronin lined up.
And you don't even have to be a designer to find these insights valuable. We'll be hearing from 2 design professionals, Osama, a design team leader, and James, who's a UI UX designer.
Okay.
And we're going to extract those universal truths about purpose and connection.
I love that. Okay, so Osama first. He tells this amazing story about winning over this super skeptical client. But here's the thing. It wasn't like some sales tactic.
Right.
He dove deep. I mean, really deep into what made this client tick their needs, their values, everything.
Yeah.
And from that understanding, he crafted a brand identity.
Wow.
So spot on. It was like the perfect offer they couldn't refuse.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
This idea that really truly understanding someone's needs allows you to create something of value that resonates on a much deeper level. It makes you think, have you ever had someone just get what you needed?
Oh, yeah.
Even if you can articulate it yourself. How did that impact the interaction?
Oh, absolutely. It's like when someone recommends a book and it's exactly what you needed in that moment, even if you didn't even know you were looking for it. Osama actually breaks this down using a hierarchy of needs analogy, just like we see in psychology but applied to design.
It's brilliant, really. Just like we prioritize our basic needs in life, we crave certain elements in our designs, our interactions, and even our relationships.
Right.
So if we think about ourselves as a design project just for a moment,
Okay.
what would those key elements be?
Yeah.
What do we want people to experience when they interact with us? What's our own personal hierarchy of needs?
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's almost like we're reverse engineering the human connection experience, figuring out those elements that make us say, this is exactly what I need, even if I didn't know it before. And you know what else really struck me about Osama's interview? It was his perspective on power versus empowerment.
Yes. He talks about how design isn't about controlling the user experience. It's about empowering users with the tools and the confidence to achieve their own goals. That's a subtle shift in perspective, but it makes all the difference.
It really does. And thinking about that in a broader sense, beyond pixels and interfaces,
Yeah.
it makes me wonder how we can apply that same empowerment mindset to our own interactions.
Right.
How can we be that person who equips others to thrive?
What a fantastic question.
Right.
And I think the answer lies in recognizing the countless ways, big and small, that we can empower those around us. It could be as simple as offering a word of encouragement to a colleague, sharing our knowledge through mentorship, or even just lending a helping hand when someone's feeling overwhelmed.
Totally. It's about creating those ripple effects of positive impact. And that actually leads perfectly into our second designer's perspective, James. He's got this whole thing about storytelling.
Okay.
And it all started with a Tyrion Lannister quote from Game of Thrones.
Ah, yes. Tyrion, the master of words.
Right.
It's fascinating how, a fictional character can spark such profound, real-world insights.
Yeah.
James really latched on to Tyrion's point about the power of stories and started to see these parallels in his own work as a designer.
Because in a way, even something as technical as UI UX design is a form of storytelling, right?
Absolutely. Every logo, every button placement, every micro interaction on a website, it all contributes to a larger narrative.
Yeah.
James describes a moment when this really clicked for him while he was designing this website for a nonprofit organization. He realized he wasn't just choosing colors and fonts.
Yeah.
He was shaping the story of that organization and its impact.
So instead of just making it aesthetically pleasing,
Right.
he started thinking about how each design element conveyed the nonprofit's mission.
Exactly. For example, instead of just picking a cool-looking font, he would consider, what does this particular font say about the organization's values and the people that they serve? What kind of story does it tell? And by asking himself these questions, his entire approach to design was transformed.
That's such a cool evolution. It's like he unlocked this whole new level of depth and meaning in his work.
Yeah.
But this idea of designing for storytelling, it doesn't stop at websites, does it?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Think about the brands you're most drawn to. What is it about them that really resonates with you? Chances are they've crafted this powerful narrative that makes you feel seen, understood, and connected to something larger than yourself. It could be a message of sustainability, a commitment to ethical sourcing, or simply a brand story that just aligns with your values. It's that sense of shared purpose that creates those truly lasting connections.
It's true. The brands I feel most loyal to are the ones that feel like they get me, like they're telling my story in a way. And what's really fascinating is how this concept of storytelling through design, it applies to our own lives, even if we don't consider ourselves designers.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that each of us, we're constantly crafting this narrative
Mm.
through our actions, our words, the choices we make every single day. James talks about how our lives are like these big, messy, beautiful narratives that are always in progress.
And just like in those epic novels we were talking about, every decision we make adds a new chapter, a new layer of complexity to our own personal stories, which kind of begs the question, what kind of story are we telling with our lives?
It's such a powerful question to reflect on, isn't it? What legacy are we creating? Through our work, our relationships, our impact on the world around us.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. So to bring it all home for our listeners today, we've explored these amazing parallels between design thinking and living a more intentional life. We talked about crafting those irresistible offers based on truly understanding people's needs, the power of empowering others, and seeing our lives as narratives we can actively shape.
And if there's one thing to take away from all of this, it's that no matter what you do or where you find yourself, you have the inherent power to make a difference. By bringing that same intentionality, that thoughtfulness that we see in design, to everything we do, we can craft those more meaningful connections, create work that really matters, and ultimately design a life that feels authentic and fulfilling.
So it's about stepping into that role of designer in our own right. Whether we're designing a presentation, a business, a relationship, or even just our day, this has been such a thought-provoking deep dive. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling inspired to take a closer look at my own life design after this.
Me too. And if we can leave you with one final question to ponder. If your life were a design project, what would be that irresistible offer that draws people in? What unique blend of skills, talents, and experiences makes you, well, you?
That's something I'm definitely going to be reflecting on. Thanks for joining us for this incredible deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep designing, and keep making your story one for the books.